Great. I'm super happy with how it came together, and I'm actually really happy to be doing this week in, week out with you after Monday Night Raw, after Friday Night SmackDown, where we sit down for about 20-25 minutes or so and just talk about the show, recap it, let you guys get some of your opinions out here in the chat. We're going to do this each and every week, and it's nothing like, too high intense or anything. If you ever miss any of it, it will be up over on the Straight Shoot channel. Is that the game plan?
Yeah, definitely. They're all going to be up on the Straight Shoot channel. And also, just to announce, Khan will not be here on Friday. Yes. So I am going to bring in probably Jake TV.
Bronson,
Big Bronson Reed has been wanting to do something with Straight Shoot for the better part of almost 2 years. So I think I'm going to bring Jake in and do the review there. Hopefully he is in the right state of mind for that. So we're going to talk to him.
The dude is just out here constantly squashing fools. Like I think he's got to figure out a way to be able to call into the show from Monday Night Raw, because like we know he's there, right? Each week he's there just jumping off the top rope, tsunami after tsunami. I called him during the middle of it, and like he didn't pick up at first because obviously he was in the ring, but then he picked up on the second time. And when he picked up on that second time, you could hear the fans in the background just losing their mind at him. And he's trying to play it off that he's here at home streaming. And it's just BS is what it is. It's straight up BS. The dude's a known liar, and it's time to call him out on his shiz, okay?
Let's start Monday Night Raw with that. I expected a lot more from that segment. I know Braun Strowman is trying to find his way back into some feud, and I think this is the best fit for him. But the whole Miz thing and making it a no disqualification match, I really feel that it came up a little bit short. This was the segment of the entire show, the match of the entire show, that I was like, they could have done a lot more here.
They could have. The match had that feeling that there was going to be some really extreme moments, and I can't say that there was overly extreme moments. It is also a Miz match, so like you know what you're getting, right? It is going to be relatively safe, and nothing too extraordinary. But I thought that Bronson Reed was going to destroy Miz like 7, 8, 9 tsunamis before pinning him in the match. I think that was where we missed out on this one. Because like he's just been destroying Seth Rollins, and then he destroyed R-Truth. It shouldn't just be one tsunami and then after the match go back again. You know what I mean? I thought it should have been like 5, 6, 7 in the middle of the match, and then up it, like bring a steel chair onto him and just really lay into Miz. They missed out on that opportunity to again make Bronson Reed feel like a massive star in the making. But I do love the direction of Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman. I think that is a meat match that so many people are going to be invested in.
Listen, there is so much meat to be consumed in this feud. Jesus.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's PG.
I'm leaving that one alone. Anyways, the one thing I did think they really missed is the over-under in my chat for the number of tsunamis was 6. And I think they missed with that, and they also missed with the fact that the trash can was brought in, and we've not seen a trash can in a minute. And they could have done that one spot with like Miz in the trash can and taken that final tsunami and just have him laid there squished, like done.
Very good point.
That would have been a really dominant visual for them to go to commercial and be like, Bronson Reed literally just like annihilated
Break out
Miz.
the stretcher. You know what I mean? Bring out the stretcher for Miz. Miz is a familiar enough face. He's finally gotten over to the point where people care about him as a baby face. So make use of that. Get some sympathy for Miz. Bring him back in the future. Because like what you gave us there is you kind of, and this is not me complaining. I still love the way that Bronson Reed's being built up. But what you gave us there is you didn't give us anywhere to go for the Miz when he comes back. He got squashed. You didn't give us anywhere to go with R-Truth. He got squashed. You didn't really give us, other than the rematch of Rollins versus Bronson because of the star that Rollins is. You didn't give us much there either. He got squashed, right? It's all about building up Bronson Reed right now. And that's a good thing. But I think that they did miss that opportunity with The Miz where they could have like killed him, Like, really, truly offed Miz, made it the worst of the ones yet, not the least worst of the ones yet, and made us really care about a return of the Miz to go up against a Bronson Reed after, say, his feud with Braun Strowman. Regardless, entertaining segment, and overall, I like the direction that we're moving in. You want to talk about that main event, though? Let's talk about Ludvig Kaiser.
How about let's go into Ludvig, but let's do the opening and closing segment together, because we opened with a very, very hot Fort Lauderdale crowd.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that was awesome.
I was really surprised with how hot this crowd was. Like, it was impressive. Randy Orton comes out, starts the show, cuts your typical Randy promo. You know, your typical Randy promo, very safe, very to the point. And then it basically flows into, we know what we're getting for the main event, the sneak attack from Ludwig, all that kind of stuff. But then we go into this main event, and this main event had nothing to do with Randy Orton.
No.
This
all
was
about Ludwig.
Exactly. This main event was Ludvig Kaiser's final test before they put him into this probably Intercontinental Championship tournament.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right. I think he impressed, by the way. He very much impressed. Go ahead.
Sorry to jump in, but he has been nothing but impressive.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, lately, I'd say this whole year, he's been a star in the making. He really does feel like it.
Yep. And I love what they're doing, and I love the separation. I'm going to bring up something from SmackDown, but the Giovanni Vinci vignettes and seeing what Ludvig Kaiser's doing on Raw, Gio's doing on what Gio's going to do on SmackDown. These guys have been molded from NXT, and then their return together with Imperium at Clash at the Castle in 2022 to now. These guys have been molded for the past 2.5 years to finally get this opportunity, and both of them are going to take full advantage because they are both that damn good in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it best. They're both going to crush it with whatever comes their way. I'm very excited to see what's next for Vinci on SmackDown, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Like, he's got this gimmick that was tested out in NXT, right? And I think it's going to be the exact same gimmick that we see here on the main roster, the freeze frame entrance and all of that. I think it's a character, and he's got something cooking over there. But Ludvig, man, I asked this in the comments here today. I can't picture what the top end potential of Ludvig is right now with where he's at. I can't picture if he is going to break through that glass ceiling and punch himself into the upper main event area, maybe even truly a future world champion, because he does have the look, he does have the in-ring skills, and he does have the mic work, plus he's a character in his own right. So it's not to say that he couldn't get there, but he doesn't feel like it. Like, it doesn't feel like he's a Braun Breaker. You know what I mean? Where he's destined for the main event. He feels like an upper mid-carder. A guy like Finn Balor seems like maybe more his direction. But regardless, I think that he's going to have a great run here in WWE.
You know what he's giving me? Like, the vibes he's giving me, and this is no shot at the person I'm about to name. He's giving me Christian vibes. Christian was always that second hand until he was given that very random world title opportunity, and like, it looked good on him, but then other things happened to kind of take it away from him again. Right. And now what he's doing in AEW is what the potential he's always had as a singles competitor, and he's found his character. When Ludwig truly, like, this character's great, but when he finds his kind of czar character, if you will, like, if he goes from being like the German aristocrat, which I feel that's the character he's doing right now, but he goes maybe to like a German czar, or not like a German czar, but I'm talking like maybe like a Russian king, like I'm untouchable, and he gets that confidence. Oh, sky's the limit for him.
The sky's the limit. And like, he's just got that evil presentation right now, Ludvig Kaiser. I really do think that they can do something with that whole presentation. Even like the entrance with him in the center of the ring with the microphone, you can picture that for just him. And I love that they're doing that, right? It's not for Gunther, it's him.
Yeah.
And like this is his future Mr. Kennedy type of entrance where the lights are out, microphone is in his hand, and ladies and gentlemen. Like, oh, you can already picture it at the start of a show. Even with like the Intercontinental Championship around his waist, you can picture that, can't you?
His 2.5% body fat waist, but yes, definitely.
What else happened here tonight, my man?
Sheamus, Pete Dunne.
Yeah. What?
What a match.
Is there any words for it?
No. And again, I'm going to go back to what we just talked about. This was, for me, Pete Dunne's coming out party. Even though they were roasting him on commentary and Sheamus was roasting him with his comments in like during the match, Pete Dunne showed up tonight.
He certainly did. Oh my God, he was great.
And he
was great, dude. Like the moonsault into the brogue knee, I thought it was going to be the brogue kick, and I thought that was the finish.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was the direction they were going in, and like I'm perfectly fine that he kicked out of that, but the missed opportunity of that being the finish. Like it was a great match, and this is not me harping on it at all.
Yeah.
But that right there, that was your moment of like Ricochet versus Adam Cole.
You just took it from me. I was about to wait for you to finish and say that was full-fledged Ricochet Adam Cole.
It straight up was. And like you got a great, true, honest to God, pay-per-view quality match for free. And it ended with that. If it ended with that spot, we're talking about a true top tier match of the year contender from Monday Night Raw. And it's still up there. I would still say it was a fantastic, unexpected banger of a match.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Raw's producing these days, eh?
They're giving us one a week.
We get into the matchups.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, they're just giving us one a week. They are giving one free match a week that is main event pay-per-view quality. Sorry, PLE quality that we are getting in every Monday Night Raw and every SmackDown. One a week. Or one on each show. And I'm here for it because it's giving that talent that might not get that PLE spot. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sorry, Pete Dunne isn't getting, a Survivor Series PLE match just yet.
Not with everything going on right now. No,
so
definitely not.
He's able to show his talents, and they're giving him the 12 to 17 minutes that you deserve on the marquee show. I don't care what people say. Monday Night Raw is still the marquee show. And he's showing up and showing out. That's it. So this match was, for me, 4.5 out of 5. I loved all of it.
There's nothing wrong with that rating at all. Absolutely fantastic. They are crushing it week in and week out. But you know who's also crushing it week in and week out? Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre in this segment was so good, where CM Punk officially made it official that the strap match challenge was there, and Drew McIntyre accepted. And oh my God, everything Drew is doing right now, just the little details in his promos, it's so good to watch. And like knowing that so many fans were walking around with these bracelets at Fanatics Fest. And he's got the one on. Like part of me is waiting for it, and I know it's probably not going to happen because it was a fan gifted item, but I'm waiting for him to snap it. I'm waiting for him to break it and just like, this means nothing to me, but it means more to you, and just snap it, and just Punk loses it at that point. Like it's a feud built around a bracelet, which it's crazy to say CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is a feud built around a bracelet. But it is.
Well, if you look at it, the Bloodline feud right now is built behind a necklace. So, like,
very true.
Everything in WWE is built around jewelry right now. No, you're completely right, and I still stand by it. And my chat will back me up on this, and I think a few people from your chat will back me up on this. I said in October of 2023 that Drew McIntyre would be on the heel run of his life and the #1 performer in WWE. I said that in October of 2023, and I still stand by that. And he is proving my comment right every single week. Drew McIntyre gets better and better and better. I said this at the start of the show. Give me Punk McIntyre in an empty arena, and it will still be the best segment on Monday Night Raw.
Very well put. They're crushing it. There's no other way to put it. They're absolutely crushing it week in, week out. Fantastic stuff from Drew McIntyre and CM Punk here with this whole feud.
Ivy Nile, Maxine Dupri. Now,
I was just going to get into the Wyatts. Just going to talk about the Wyatts. Let's hear what you got to say about this match.
You can have the Wyatts. You can start with the Wyatts. I want to start with Maxine Dupri's 90 seconds of fury. That just proved that that woman has been putting on so much, putting in so much work, putting in the training to get to that point, seeing her develop from where she's come. It's amazing. Like I've been saying it now 3 times in a row. She's crushing it. Yeah.
It is what she's doing. And that whole brawl right there, you're right. 90 seconds of just excellence from Maxine Dupri.
And I was so impressed, like even physique wise, like we all know she's very attractive, but I'm talking physique wise. Like when she threw Ivy over the table and she like flexed, you could see the new tone and definition in the arms. Her core, she's put in work everywhere.
Bro goes to the gym again, and all of a sudden he's now a body guy.
Hey, I still got the dad bod going on, so we're nowhere near yet. But I'm just saying, like, I was super impressed with Maxine's given ability that she was able to show. That like that fisherman suplex onto the floor was great. I really enjoyed that. So, but to get into the Wyatts, can I ask you, from the thing that I sent you earlier today?
Yep.
Did you think just for a second we were going to get Alexa?
Yes, for a second I did, you little twat. Dude. It's all because of you.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, no way we're getting Lexi like this. Because that would have been a great way to bring her in, because Ivy's Ivy. Like she's a great talent, but it would have been a nice, easy feud for her to come into. And like,
It would have been perfect, to be perfectly honest with you. It was set up, made for Alexa to come back.
Yeah.
And I don't know if what he's talking about here, what he sent me earlier, is there was apparently a commercial that was going around in Canada that showed Alexa Bliss's face before Monday Night Raw here today. That's what was going around. And he asked me, is this real?
Yeah.
And I don't think it is. My chat, I think, was trying to troll me here today, telling me it was real. I don't think it's real. I don't think it aired anywhere. But on the off chance that it is a real thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Alexa Bliss back at this point involved with this story? No. Or do you think this is moving in the right direction without her?
It's absolutely moving in the right direction without her. The only thing I can see is Alexa coming back and mentally messing with Howdy, and it's just a out of ring feud where like he's got the little cryptid thing and like starts to break Bo down and takes that mental state. I've played this all out in my head, and I think Alexa coming back, because her feud was with the Fiend before, at the end of WrestleMania, like that's where they left it. So there's something there. But I think a nice blend between twisted, Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, and coffee obsessed Alexa Bliss is
like kind of the combo. Like
there's something
personality coming back again. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for that. I actually enjoyed split personality Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
I thought that was good. I'm here for her to be a rival to Bo.
Yeah.
Like I am here for that. Like if you think about it, there is story there that they can get into, because Alexa was left alone too.
Yeah.
Right? She wasn't reached out. She wasn't saved by Bo. They definitely can go in that direction of Alexa. Like maybe the spooky Alexa Bliss is writing notes into Bo. Maybe there is like these, she does what Uncle Howdy did back when Bray Wyatt was introducing Uncle Howdy, where she's there. Yes. Maybe there's a pink light in the doorway as opposed to the blue light. Maybe she's stalking the Wyatt 6.
Oh, dude.
There's potential here with Alexa Bliss going down a very dark path, saying, you left me, you forgot about me, and taking her vengeance out on Bo Dallas and the Wyatt 6.
Dude, that is
There's
so
something
good.
there, especially especially with her former tag team partner in Nikki Cross being a part of the Wyatt Six.
That is so good. I love all of that. I think we should just we should call up Irish Neep and see what he thinks about that.
Yeah, let's fire up an email, send it off. All right, let's just submit it.
Okay, let's get into, because I want to break down Judgment Day in one whole segment. New Day, Odyssey Jones, Final Testament. Did you think,
are we playing the long-term game here with Xavier?
Yeah, we have to.
Are we going a year out build for him to turn?
If it wasn't tonight, it's probably Survivor Series, maybe Bad Blood. I think still Bad Blood is too close. I think this is a Survivor Series thing, that it's going to be like the Woods joining or screwing New Day against the Final Testament on a PLE. I just can't see them doing anything for the next couple of weeks if they didn't do it tonight. Tonight was the perfect, when he went up to the top, all you had to do was, I slipped and I hit Odyssey.
Yeah, I think they missed out on the opportunity of giving the Final Testament the win here.
Yes.
I think Final Testament needed the win more than Odyssey Jones needed the win.
Yeah.
I think Odyssey Jones within the New Day, if Kofi would have taken that L, I think then Xavier starts thinking some more. You got it right here. They're not pulling the trigger for a little bit. If they were pulling the trigger, it would have been tonight. So we're going to add to the story for the next little while. If we look at how WWE has been telling stories though lately with the splitting of groups, let's look no further than the Judgment Day, right? With Finn Balor waiting a whole ass year to get even with Damian Priest. So it's not outlandish to sit here and say that Xavier Woods is going to sit back, wait and see how the next little while goes. And it's actually adding these layers to these characters on Monday Night Raw right now, because you're like, is it happening this week or is it not? Is the person going to just accept it, right?
Yeah.
Like a normal person. You might not like it at first, but then you'll go along with it because it's easier to go along with it than it is to fight against it, right?
Yep.
That's almost what Xavier Woods is in right now. And fast forward, 4 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be, maybe the New Day doesn't have better results over the next 4 to 6 months.
That's true, but
maybe they get a tag team title opportunity against the Judgment Day and lose. Maybe Odyssey Jones doesn't get a dub. Who knows?
I'm almost wondering if it's going to be a play where Xavier Woods, I'm going with something very simple here, has travel issues. And Adam Pearce goes, Kofi, Odyssey, you guys been doing good. I want you guys to go for the tag titles into this, and Woods isn't there. Then the jealousy starts to build more, even though they might not win the tag or maybe they do win the tag titles. And then Woods is just like, well, hold on, Kofi, you and I are one of the best tag teams ever, not you and the new guy that's replacing.
We're competing under the Freebird rule, right? You and me are gonna tag together, right?
Yeah.
And then, no, sorry, Kofi, you weren't there that night. You're not actually an official tag team member of Odyssey Jones and Kofi Kingston.
Exactly.
Like, we're not the New Day.
So there's a
You said you don't want Odyssey Jones in the New Day. We're not the New Day. Like, he's here. We're affiliated with him, but he's not the New Day, so you can't compete under Freebird rules. Sheesh. Oh, there you go. The ticks begin in Xavier Woods' head.
Hunter, I know you're watching. Book it. All right. Did we cover the triple tag match yet?
We didn't. The women's tag titles. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I like that they're giving Alba Fire and Isla Dawn a little more.
They deserve more TV time, but their
finish was good.
The finish was very good. I did like the one thing I loved about this match was the standoff between Kyrie and Shayna. It was almost like you forgot they were in a tag match, and it was like their feuds from over the years just coming out. And we
got a mini raid in here. How you doing, Mini? Good to have you. Welcome. The mid raid.
The mid raid. No, I absolutely love that. I love that little standoff there. So that was one of the ones where you sit there and you're like, shit, like there's something here. Like
Well, they played into their history is what they did. Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler were the first ever Mae Young Classic main event. Like they main evented Mae Young Classic.
Exactly.
Kairi Sane got the trophy, right?
Yeah,
I'm remembering that correctly.
Kairi got it, yeah.
Yeah. So like they played into their history, and I love that Triple H is doing that. The fact that Triple H was the person who booked all these people those many years ago, and now is able to book those people the way he wants to, like it's got to feel good for Trips, right? It just has to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're completely right. Let's go into the last thing before we get into the Judgment Day stuff. I've said this to you off camera before the stream today. What the are they doing? I'm going to say this again. What the are they doing with Jey Uso?
Yeet.
4 weeks. We have not seen him in a match on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
What the actual are they doing with Jey Uso? He is
your most popular babyface that you really do have, like on Monday Night Raw. I would say he is the most collectively over babyface week in and week out on Raw. I don't know what you're doing with him unless your goal is for him to win the IC title tournament.
And then he has to win the IC title, but you're then going to bury Braun Breaker?
For Jey Uso? I mean, if that's a way of elevating Braun to the main event scene and maybe going up against Gunther, like, sure, but like, why is he not in at least a match every other week? This is Jey Uso we're talking about here. This is the main event Yeeter, and the guy is feeling less and less like a main event Uso and more like a mid-card Uso the more he is left off the card. I don't really understand what the goal is here with this man, and this is not me trying to complain too much because Raw has been fantastic. Yes. But you got to give this man more depth than yeet. I'm sorry. We all love to yeet. We all have our yeet glasses where it's so much fun every time he comes out. Yeet, yeet, yeet. It's so much fun. I love it. You love it. We all love it. But at some point, the yeeting has to stop and the wrestling has to begin. So let's get Jey Uso out there into an actual match. It doesn't seem so hard.
Someone said to me he might be nursing a minor injury, which I understand. If
fair.
That's the case,
and if that's the case, that's also fair.
But then address it somehow. Don't
write him up in an injury angle. The Judgment, so hang on. You know what? I do have a gripe. Are we bailing from Sammy and Jay for the tag titles?
Yes. They said that in the segment.
I know, but why?
Why? Apparently Sammy's taking a break. They literally said that in the Jackie Redmond segment.
I guess. And you know what? Hang on. Maybe I'm overreacting here a little bit. They did announce lately that there is the ability for WWE talent to request time off with just a tap of the app. So, okay, maybe you know what? You're right. Maybe I'm being a little harsh right there, but still, it seems weird to build that up for a few weeks, to hype up this return of a duo that people like with the impending potential War Games match and the rumors of Sammy and Jay being involved with the bloodline. It really does feel like a big pivot.
I'm of the mindset that if you don't do anything major with Jey Uso in the next, I'm going to say before Bash at Berlin or going into Bash at Berlin, if there is nothing done with Jey Uso by then, Roman needs to show up on Monday Night Raw and walk up to Jay in a segment and be like, we need to talk. That's it. Solidify Roman swallowing his pride, going to his cousin and saying, I need you.
Dude, there you go.
And
that's what's missing from Roman's babyface run too right now.
I think they're holding off on this. I think they're going to let Roman do it for like another week or two and then be like, all right, Roman, now you need to really look at the mistakes you made as the tribal chief and now be a real tribal chief and own your mistakes. Go watch Moana. We understand. We know when the tribal chief makes mistakes and is wrong. But at the end of the day, I said it.
Girl dad over here.
No, but dead serious. All you need to do is have Jay frustrated, maybe lose his first match into the Intercontinental title thing and be frustrated in the back. And then all you just see is the shadow figure step over while he's sitting in the back on a couch or whatever. And it's Roman and be like, we need to talk. Cut. Done. That's all.
Can I
Cinema.
say except
Cinema.
You're welcome.
Cinema. There you go. All right. Judgment Day. The backstage vignettes for Judgment Day are the best I have seen under Triple H.
They're amazing. They got rid of the clubhouse and it looks great, doesn't it?
I even like that little filter.
Corny. It looks less like a knockoff Bloodline area, and now it's just the Judgment Day hanging out back in a dark room. I love it.
I like I even like the little crack filter. Did you see with Finn talking?
Yep,
they put that little filter over top of the whatever that was. Loved it. The production team, again, Lee Fitting in WWE right now has been fitting in, pun intended, perfectly.
He really has changed the game. Like, I still can't get over how we see single camera shots almost every single episode, and it's like 2 minutes straight.
It's so
like that was a pipe dream a few years ago. Like, we were getting whiplash watching Monday Night Raw every single week for 3 hours. No wonder right now, dude, 3 hours feel like a breeze, because beforehand, we were like, our necks, like, we're going all over the place trying to follow everything.
Absolutely.
Now it's 3 hours of just calm, well-told stories, and the things that you don't care about, they give you a reason to care about.
Exactly.
Like, there's a reason to, like, let's go back to Maxine versus Ivy Nile, for example. They put in enough build to that match, previous tag team partners.
Yep.
There's a reason for this match happening, and they knew the limitations of the workers in that matchup, and so they highlighted the strengths and got out of there with a segment. Everything's working for me right now on Raw.
No, everything is. But like, I'm just gonna go one more thing with the Judgment Day. I do believe the Terror Twins need a third, and I don't know who that.
Triplets, eh?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. I just think
Obafemi.
Obafemi. That's
what a random addition to that group, eh?
But like, everyone's chanting Jey Uso, yeet, 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 yeet. But I think they're trying to avoid that, even though they've been playing into it with Rhea in different areas of it. And the yeet bracelet with the Waffle House around her waist, all that, or her wrist, and all that kind of stuff. But like, I think there needs to be something else, because I don't believe it's realistic. Even though Rhea and Damian are so powerful, they can take out 4. I think.
You don't think it is, eh? Well, I think tonight answered that.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest with you, tonight did a great job answering that they got them once with a sneak attack.
Yeah.
But when the plan is reversed and the trap is set on them, they can't handle it. You're absolutely right. 4 is too many. I'm trying to think of the people that are available who would make sense in there. And this is like the most outlandish thing ever, but like, let's just throw Joe Hendry with them. Why not?
Jesus Christ. Well, they threw Carlito.
Can you imagine the stark contrast of like the Terror Twins coming out, and then it's just say his name and he appears.
See,
like,
if WWE had seen the value in it earlier, they would have paid Buddy more. And to stop him from
Buddy
signing,
would be a great addition to this group. He really would be.
It's the only addition that truly makes sense. Buddy and Aleister Black for me.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, we're not gonna get that. That's not gonna happen. And is there anybody that's got like a bit of a darker gimmick down in NXT right now?
Tatum Paxton. Tatum Paxton.
Yeah, but like that's not the vibe of the Terror Twins. Eh?
No.
That's like. That's the next step further down that dark path. Yeah, I don't know what the name is. So this is a great idea. Rey Mysterio. That's funny, Roger. For you guys in the comments, let us know, who would you add into the Terror Twins to become the Terror Triplets, or even just a third person to help them out in this fight? Like, Braun Strowman would have made sense.
Yep, absolutely.
With the feud that he had going on with the Judgment Day, it would have made sense there, but I don't know who else would actually fit in.
I know we've already talked about her once, but if we brought another female in, we could look at Alexa Bliss as well. Like, it's, there is that return. I know this sounds crazy, but one that just popped into my head, even though he's got his own little dark gimmick going on down in NXT, Shawn Spears would have been perfect.
Hey, Shawn Spears would have been good. You also know who would have been perfect, who is no longer with WWE? Dijak.
Oh, son of a bitch. You're right.
They had it right there. If they just would have given it a little more time.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. There it is. That was Dijak's entrance to the main roster.
Somebody just said AJ Styles.
Hey, I could get behind that. That's different.
There's feud with Finn.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
I could get
I
behind
don't
it.
hate that.
Guys, I love chatting about this. The last thing I'm going to talk about is losing Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I hate that. I said it the second he got re-signed with College Game Day that he was returning. I was like, we're going to lose Pat McAfee, and it's going to take away from Monday Night Raw, because tonight proved it with what Pat brings to matches. Did Triple H just say, whatever you do, don't swear too much and you can say whatever you want? Because Pat McAfee was on his shit tonight.
He was on his shit tonight. Yeah. He was on something here. He was classic Pat McAfee. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like one of those things where it's like, hey, you're leaving, so just it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
Right? Like there won't be, if you're off TV next week because you said something that you shouldn't have, you're off TV and it's going to be out of mine in a week. So like that's probably more so what it was, that there's going to be very little to no backlash out of it.
Maybe
Pat McAfee brings a whole different element to Monday Night Raw, and we were trying to figure out who could potentially replace him. You know, the obvious ones are you've got Wade Barrett and you've got Corey Graves. It's probably going to be one of those two for a couple of weeks, but starting in September, there is a new guy who is coming to WWE. What's his name again? What's his first name? Something Tessitore?
Joe Tessitore.
No, that's it.
Is it
Joe Tessitore or something
yeah.
like that. And he's from ESPN. I don't know if he's a play-by-play guy. I don't know if he's a color guy. I don't know much about him, to be perfectly honest.
We've seen this test happen numerous times with sports analysts come in. Who was the last guy that came in and he didn't even know what a moonsault was? He was just that backflip off the...
Is that Adnan Virk? Is that the last guy?
Adnan Virk, that's who it was. And he didn't know...
Oh, who was the other guy? There was another guy as well who actually wasn't bad. The MMA guy. There was another guy in there. The bald dude.
The stocky dude. I know who you're talking about. Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith,
thank you. Yes,
yeah.
Jimmy Smith.
He wasn't bad, but...
No, so like we had Jimmy Smith come in. He wasn't bad. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. Adnan Virk was horrible, and everybody will agree with that one. Get off the tracks, the train's coming through. Yeah, that was him.
Exactly. I've got one that I think would be perfect, and it would fit. It would help fit storyline as well. Big E.
Oh, I love that. I love that idea. Oh my God, that's great. That's perfect. Yeah, bring Big E in, put him in there in commentary. The color commentary position would be perfect for him. Yep. He's been involved on the pre-show panels.
Yep.
He's clearly looking for life after wrestling. This would be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know if Big E would do it. I would love to see him do it, but I think Big E is the perfect person, first off, to bounce off of Michael Cole, because Michael Cole has come to life. He needs that energy, and Big E brings that energy.
Yeah.
And then it works for the storyline of the New Day and potential separation. He can talk about these guys in real life. So I think there's
bringing that like real wrestler to the commentary table has always proved to be effective in the past.
Randy Savage, Jerry Lawler,
like Biggie.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh. No, continue.
Yeah, Randy Savage, Jerry Lawler, Wade Barrett, Corey Graves, the guys that have worked in the ring. Like, I don't know about you guys and anyone in the chat, but I actually loved Randy Savage on commentary. I'm old, but Randy Savage on commentary was actually phenomenal when he was in a great mood. Taz, yes.
Taz is another perfect example of it. Yeah. So like it's worked. It's a proven success rate in the past, so why not? Let's run with it. Big E is perfect for it, man. Like that is like literally the cookie cutter play-by-play color commentator. That's perfect. The dude's out injured. He will not be returning to wrestling. Doesn't look like he's returning, at least. And there's always that little tiny thing that says, hey, maybe if you're eventually cleared, this is your introduction back in.
Exactly.
If he's ever interested in taking it, that's an easy way back in. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I think that's the perfect way to kind of end this
Absolutely.
today.
No, we've done a good 40 minutes. That was 40 minutes. That was 40
minutes.
That was 40
it's
minutes.
It's a breeze talking about Raw for 40 minutes after the show has aired for 3 hours. That's how good Raw has been today.
Yeah.
What's your final rating for the show today?
overall production, I'm going production wise because there was some parts that I was like slow. It's almost like SmackDown last week. The first hour and something was like a little, it tiptoed and then it just peaked into the second half. I'm going with a 7.5 out of 10.
I like it. I was going to go 7.75. So, hey, we're right around there. I don't think it's an 8 out of 10 here today. I think we've seen better episodes of Raw in the past few weeks, like all-timers. Like, legitimately, there has been some amazing Raws lately. So it's not fair to compare to previous weeks. But as it goes for like just a weekly episode of Raw, not even a go-home show before a pay-per-view or anything, this was fine. This did everything it needed to. 7.75 out of 10.
No, really.
Chat, let us know your rating as well. But Tesh, we are going to be back next Monday. We won't be back this Friday as I am away. However, you are going to be live on your channel after Friday Night SmackDown covering this. So guys, if you're looking for the SmackDown review this weekend, this Friday, make sure you go check out Mr. Tesh right there. And if you haven't already done so, you should follow him as well.
Yeah, hell yeah. And Con, I appreciate doing these, man. It doesn't matter where the views come from. I just enjoy talking pro wrestling, and I love doing this with you. I think the back and forth is always amazing. So look forward to next Monday. Have a great weekend off. Con's community, if you want to sneak over to mine for SmackDown, just saying.
That's the place, guys. You should be there. Like, you should be there. I don't know what are you thinking? Just, you're gonna seriously sit alone watching SmackDown? No. Go hang out with this man on Friday. All right, go hang out with him. He'll make you laugh.
All right, brother. I will talk to you later. I'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Talk to you on Wednesday.
Cheers,
Take care,
guys.
buddy.
Bye-bye.